Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. In case you're wondering, this one is Frida. My name is Pablo. I am a videographer and also a personal trainer. Bye Frida. She say hi. Anyway, in this channel I create content for professional videographers that live a really active lifestyle and love fitness, just like me. In today's video, I'm gonna go through 3 topics of my life while I'm going through my day. How did I go from full-time personal trainer to videographer? Why did I move from New York City to Austin, Texas? And why am I using hybrid training as my fitness protocol? With that being said, let's go right into today's video. Alright, now I'm here at the coffee shop. Even though I'm drinking, this is a sparkling coconut water, it is actually really good. So the reason why I'm here is because I have some editing to do, and I always like to do all my editing outside. I don't know, I feel like I can get a little bit more creative. But like I said in the intro, in the first part of this video, I want to talk about like why or how did I went from full-time personal trainer to videographer. And this is a long story, but I wanted to make it short, and I kind of want to put valuable points of view. If you're in the same boat, then you are working already as a personal trainer, but you want to transition it to videographer or something else, right? And the reason why, because I start as a group fitness coach, coaching CrossFit, and then I transition into online space and doing more like a one-on-one personal training, and now have my whole platform to coach people online. But when I transitioned from in-person group fitness to fully online, a new element was in the panorama, and that element is marketing. So marketing, as everybody who works online knows, or everybody who trying to put their services out there, we know that it's super important to develop like a good marketing strategy. And one of the most powerful tools to develop good marketing is learning how to create content, because content is everything in this point of life. So because I was on New York and I have to be on my student visa, I enrolled myself in this school. It was art school, and one of the curriculums was about photography and video, and that was what it literally the only thing that I was like, yeah, I probably will get back to school to do that, because it was always interesting for me to take pictures and mess around with the colors and like create small videos on my phone, but nothing professional. So when I finished that school, I never thought that I was gonna use those skills years after on my online adventure with fitness. And I started doing it, and it went pretty well. Like, people started liking the stuff that I was posting and the style that I was posting, my fitness training, content for other gyms, content for physical therapists in New York. So when I was in New York, I didn't took the videographer skills like so serious. It was more kind of like a secret weapon, like, hey, I actually know how to do that, you know. But then I came down here to Texas, and I was like a little bit burnt out about the fitness industry, because I was working so many hours in New York. So when I start here in Austin, kind of like it felt like I was like going back on time, and I wanted to change. I wanted to do something different. So I went all in, and I decided to spend a lot of money on camera equipment, and believed that I was good enough to create my own company for content creation and offer literally my services as a content creator specifically for fitness. That was my whole point, like using something that is still related, still connected with the things that I love, which is fitness, and using this new skill that I literally was developing for years before, but I never used professionally. So I went and I bought all the camera equipment. I bought a Sony FX30, a couple lenses, tripods, lights, drones. Like, I literally spent all my savings on camera equipment, and without regrets, because it was a point where I was like afraid of like spend all my money on like camera equipment, not knowing if I was actually or was gonna be able to get that money back, like, because it was an investment pretty much. But I think like the experience of like having my online business for personal training give me the mindset that I needed at that point to actually move on fast, and create my products, create my website, create my marketing, kind of like create my message, knowing exactly who am I speaking to, like how to get clients, like all that stuff related with like how to direct your own company. It was super similar that what I learned with my fitness career as an online trainer. But at this point, I wasn't selling personal training. I was selling content creation for personal trainers who need to improve their marketing. So it kind of felt like supernatural to me to talk about fitness, how important was like develop a good pieces of content to get more leads and like get more clients and all that. So it got to a point where people start asking me more often, like, hey man, like I need to improve my social media, how can I work with you? And that's when I realized, like, literally the most important part of like changing industries is literally belief that you have the capacity to help someone else. Like, I think I didn't realize that at the beginning because I thought that nobody kind of like care about like you making videos. But like, if you go out there and you start asking people how can you help other people to do something that you know how to do pretty well, most likely something will come out of that. So if you're kind of like on the trenches because you don't know how to kind of like transition into something else, start by learning your skills, and from there try to just like use those skills on yourself, show where you know, show what you do and how you do it, and from there ask people if they need help for it and offer your services. Literally, I think that's the shortest version of kind of like how I went from like full-time personal trainer to full-time videographer. I'm still having some personal training clients on the side, mostly online, but still like that's a skill and I don't want to just like throw under the bus. But my main focus right now is on building this media company and be super successful with that. So I hope that helped, and I hope that if you're afraid of jumping, just go and jump, because nothing comes out of nothing. You got to do something different if you want to do something different. All right, I guess you wanted to know. This is pretty good. All right, that was my whole training for today. And all right, that was the whole session for today. Super fun. I did snatches to start off. Then I did some back squats. It wasn't super heavy. I think it went all the way to 250. And the snatches was like 155 or so. And then I did a quick workout where I was like focusing on pacing, using some, I guess, high skill, if you can call it that way, the bar muscle ups, combined it with med ball cleans and burpee box jumps. That was 3 rounds, 7-minute workout, nothing crazy. But the whole question is like, why am I using hybrid training for my fitness? And the reason is because I do enjoy to utilize my fitness in outdoor spaces, like do mountain bike, playing soccer. I'm playing like kickball once a week, even though that's not super like, you don't need that much fitness to play that. Still, like, you got to sprint, so power, speed is something that is important to maintain. And by being able to train not just like cardio but also lifting, I can, make sure that my fitness still ready to go in any scenario. Potentially I'll be doing a high rocks competition in 6 weeks or so. So incorporating a lot of running on my training is another way to work on a different type of cardio, more on the aerobic base. But also if you combine it with some like bodybuilding as well, or like muscle endurance type of training methodology, you can literally be prepared for everything. So I guess like the hybrid training methodology is just like a name to group so many physical activities that the human body can perform, and by being able to do all that stuff is how I feel the fullest and how I feel like I can be ready to enjoy any type of sport or challenge that life put in front of me. Like, I do like to go on hikes with my dog, with my wife, and like if you're just lifting weights, like it's kind of like it's not the best combination, let's put it that way. So hybrid training is here to stay, and the reality is like I did CrossFit before, and CrossFit is like high intensity, but somehow it's hybrid. So it's cardio, lifting, and some gymnastics. So it's kind of like the same level of like less level of complexity, let's put it that way. But at the end of the day, it's developing cardiovascular training and resistance training at the same time. So that was it for today, training session.
Hello guys, it's me, Frida. Please don't forget to subscribe so my dad and I can spend more time together creating content for all of you.
There we go. This is Frida, she's learning that. And let's address the last question of this video, and that was, why did I move, Frida, why did I move from New York to Austin, Texas? So, and the reason was simple. I was tired of New York. I was on the point where I wasn't enjoying the city anymore. I was working so many hours. I was full-time personal trainer there. And don't get me wrong, that was my dream and I enjoy it, but it became something such a, I don't know, I felt like I didn't have the mental capacity to just enjoy the city like I used to it. I wasn't able to go to the city and enjoy because I was just full with my clients, trying to make more money, and just in that kind of like super hassle culture that New York City kind of like, put you there. Like New York City have like such a great energy for hassle that if you go in that wave, like you're most likely gonna have success in whatever you do. But you gotta be careful because at least in my case, I fell into the area where I was just like thinking on like business, making money, being independent, like try to get out of the 9 to 5 and just build my own schedule and freedom and all these things. And I don't know, if you surround yourself with people who's doing that, like you see it possible and it's just like super kind of like inspired, and then you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And that became something addictive. So Kristen was down here, and that was one of the reasons why I came down to Austin. Like I probably wouldn't go to any other city, but Austin was an option because Kristen was here, and I mean, it's worth it. Now we're married, so there we go. So then, okay, so I moved to Austin because Kristen was here. And for so many people, like, they might think like, dude, like, you're in New York and you were in New York and you are a videographer. Like, arguably New York City is the best city to create content. Like, literally, if you're just going outside, you are in a movie pretty much. So the reason, and it's funny to think about, like, moving down to Austin was what made me kind of like more creative and develop my creativity in that space on my life, where now I felt like ready to get back to New York. And that's something that I wanted to put out there too, because I really wanna Frida, god damn it, sorry guys, she has been an attention hole. So anyway, so getting back to New York is what I was saying. So getting back to New York is on the panorama for me and my wife and this dog too, Freda. We're going to New York. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I just feel like with all the skills that I have right now, with the portfolio I have, with the network that I already created in New York, with the people I know in New York, I can potentially go and achieve the lifestyle that I have here in Austin, which is something that I was looking forward when I was in New York. The pros of being here in Austin is that rent is cheaper, the places are bigger, like probably it doesn't feel super stressed, but like, you have to drive a lot. There's no public transportation. The city is not as big. Like, the food is not as good. There's no other cultures around. There's some, but this is nothing like New York. So there's always something that call me back to New York. My wife family is on New York City, so we always have to go to New York, and we do enjoy going back to New York. So I guess at this point, we're just trying to figure out what will be the best way to get back to New York. But what I really want to say with this topic is, like, you literally don't know where life is gonna bring you, because if I'm going back 10 years, I didn't even know that I was gonna be living in New York. Like, I was chilling in Venezuela, playing, I don't know, soccer with my friends, having fun at my house, and all of a sudden I opened my eyes and I have been 10 years in the United States. Like, when I came down here, I didn't even speak any English, and it was super challenging for me to going from Spanish to English. Like, life will throw a lot of shit on you, then you have to figure out, Frida. You have to be strong, I'm telling her. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, don't be afraid of, like, thinking on the future. If you feel like, like, for so many people going to New York, it's kind of like, oh my God, that's super expensive, that's super crazy, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. Like, if you want to do it, you will be able to do it. And it doesn't have to be just New York. Like, any city, any place, and you feel like you wanted to go, like, it's possible. Like, honestly, at this point, like, it's been here almost 3 years in Austin, Texas. We're in a good place. But whenever I start feeling that it's too comfortable, something has to change. Something has to be challenged. And I think, like, getting back to New York with Kristen, with Frida, having a nice apartment, living a different lifestyle, getting back into fitness industry with videography, and combine all my skills will be a really, really cool challenge for me, for my family, to just, like, level up and be in a kind of like multi-city lifestyle where I can travel between here and New York maybe. So we're trying to figure out like everybody else, and I just trying to be real here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I'm gonna keep creating content like this, probably with a better setup. That was super like random here on my room, because on my apartment, sorry, because I was planning to do this outside, but I got busy with projects and stuff, so I decided just to do it here, because I want to make sure like I can keep posting at least one video a week, which is super important to make this channel grow, and also like to potentially being able to do this full time as well. So with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one, and don't forget to subscribe so Frida and I can be at home creating content for all of y'all. Take care, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Frida, you gotta say bye. Bye.